Morning. Matthew chapter 1 from verse 21 to 23. She will give birth to a son, and you are to call him the name Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord has said through the prophet. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son. They will call him Emmanuel, God with us. My sermon topic is called Dark, Dirty, and Stinky. I want to take us down and set the scene of a barn. Probably not Mary's birthing plan A or B, but it was heaven's agenda of bringing the King of Kings to a place that was dirty, dark, and stinky. No hygiene was as good as that. So I wanted to touch on those 3 points this morning, going, why did he end up in a barn that was dark, dirty, and stinky? So he could relate to us. Each one of us have got a place in our heart that's dark. We started off as sinners, but he made us sons. In that darkness, he had to go to a place of darkness to be able to meet our darkness. The King of Heaven had to come down to a place that was dark and dingy. The sun had set. The Bible says that sorrow might last the night, but joy comes in the morning. Then we get down to the dirty part, the dirt of a barn with donkeys and manure and hay and many other things. She had to give birth that morning, or that evening, or morning. It was cold. It wasn't glamorous. And it was very, very stinky. Every one of us have got a dirty part of our hearts. If we didn't have that dirt, it was not necessary for him to be here. Every one of us have got the secret place inside that no one else can see, but only he can see. And he had to go into the dirt and the mess and the chaos of society to be able to bring life to that. And then each one of us has got a stinky, stinky, stinky side of us that we want no one to know about, only him. He had to go into the stink of the smell of the manure. The King of Heaven had to bring himself down to that place of nothing, to the smell and the decay, to get us to a place of fullness of what he's called us to as sons and daughters of the Most High God. What does this good news mean to us for Christmas? Here's some good news for Christmas. It said, the virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, God with us. This Christmas, I want to tell you this. When you're in a dark place, in the deep drones of life, and perhaps COVID, or you've lost a child, or you've lost a spouse, or you've lost a business, I want to tell you that God is Emmanuel, God with us in those dark places. When you find yourself that you're so dirty, something happened with porn, or you've done something and it's dark at night, you're feeling all dirty, I want to tell you this morning, that it is Emmanuel, God with us in those moments. And when you get to a place of where you feel, I can't do it anymore, something's happened, that death is on my doorstep, I want to tell you this Christmas, Emmanuel, God with us. It is glorious. I want to tell you this. I want to remind you something about Christmas, that the Christmas story is this, of a baby in a manger. I want you to pause and look at the baby in a manger. Don't stop there. I want you then to turn your gaze a bit further. That baby grew up to be a man. The man put himself freely onto a cross. And as you look at the cross, you're then reminded of what happened 3 days later. It's called a tomb. I want you to fix your eyes on the tomb and realize that no matter what, no matter how dirty I am, no matter how stinky I am, and doesn't matter how much decay I have in my heart, it's God with us. I want you to take that into this Christmas story. And if you're finding yourself, perhaps many of us are finding ourselves in that place of 2020 was enough. 2021 was just too much. What will 2022 hold? I want to echo what Louise said earlier on. She spoke about that she wants to prophesy that the joy of the Lord fills us. I want us to do that. I want us to prophesy that the joy of the Lord fills us. And as we walk into 2022, we'll say this: the joy of the Lord will fill us, and God will be with us. He'll go ahead of us. He promised that to Israel. There's no difference to what he promised to Israel to what he's doing for us. He says, I will go ahead of you. I will make a way for you. I will make a stream in the desert. I'll make a path straight. We've got to start speaking life and life abundance over our lives. And in those moments, we say, God with us. The more we start speaking God with us. Oh, COVID is hit us again. God with us. Someone's sick. Someone's got cancer. God with us. I want us to be able to have a mantra going into the new year saying, God with us. The more we say that, the more we breathe it, the more we are able to get to a place of peace, because no greater peace is there than him being inside of us and going ahead of us and saying, God with us.